everybody, and welcome to the second episode of OK Martini with Sofia and Sarah. I am Sarah.
And I'm Sofia.
Yeah, the answering machine intro as usual. So actually, we just uploaded our first episode, as we're recording this. So we'll post a link to that down in the description. And so yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't already. You're not going to gain anything valuable, but anyways, so yeah.
You'll be entertained.
We'll be entertained, and we're going to be trying to upload every Friday. Anyways, thanks so much for listening to the OK Martini Podcast, and here we go. Second episode. This is exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay.
Clicking on the link, seeing it go to the video, even though it's got 0 views, 0 likes and everything. Yeah. It's just the fact that it's up and we're oh, we put something out. That's just really exciting on its own.
Exactly.
So yeah, this is kind of I would say this episode is something that really got us into wanting to do the podcast, to be honest. I think more than anything else, this
For
particular topic. And then we decided for certain that we're gonna do this episode first, a proper episode, after Sophie watched Mother! !
Dude, this movie.
This movie. No, the first time I've seen this movie twice. I tried watching it a third time just to be updated, but I was no, I can't do it. I actually watched both times on the plane while half asleep.
Yeah.
But it was such a frustrating movie that we should clear that there's probably going to be spoilers. There's definitely going to be spoilers in this. So if you haven't seen Mother, don't watch it. Just listen to us talk about it right now.
I mean, I don't know if it's even worth watching it. I mean, I guess it was an experience.
It was an experience. It's something where I'd say, okay, if you really want to see it just to see what it's like, then go ahead. But it's not something that I recommend to, watch. You know when you tell someone, oh, watch this, at least it's, it's something, you will have watched it. This, I will, say that you haven't lost anything not watching it.
Yeah. Exactly. Or if you're gonna watch it with someone, I guess. So
so you can both openly mock it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I first watched the movie, I was on a plane, and I get really anxious on flights. So I had to take a pill so I can sleep. And I wasn't able to fall asleep for whatever reason, and I just played the movie because I was oh, maybe its sound will just drown out the fact that I'm on a plane and distract me or whatever. And I put this movie on. Because, I'd seen some reviews about it, and I'm actually a huge fan of Darren Aronofsky, which we'll get to in, a second when we talk about the IMDb nonsense and mishaps and whatnot. And I remember, I think one of the reasons I couldn't fall asleep was this movie was really, really frustrating me.
Dude, it was so frustrating, and it was a nightmare.
It was such a nightmare. I like movies that certain times are frustrating because you don't get it, but they're not to say that it's not well made, but I'm gonna go with it's not well made, to be honest, because oh god, I can't even put into words how uneasy it made me feel.
I think it's decently made, but it's just so it's just everything you hate about people in one movie,
exactly.
In a way,
exactly, literally. And I get that it's a social commentary or whatever, but I actually read a review, and we're gonna get to that soon. But I actually read a review, and I ended up really agreeing with the review, saying that okay, the idea behind it, I get it, but it's the kind of thing that the writer of the film thinks and gets, but other people, will take them a while to grasp it because it's so weirdly executed.
Yeah, the whole meaning behind it was that it was religious, kind of. It was about every religion or something.
Yeah. It was a modern remake of the fall of man and Adam and Eve and the original sin and everything, and it was oh.
It was off awful to watch. Like, I watched it with a friend, and we were both like screaming at our like at my laptop the entire time. We were like, "What is this?"
Frustrating. Okay, this is IMDb's plot summary of it. A couple's relationship is tested when uninvited guests arrive at their home, disrupting their tranquil existence. Like,
yeah, the summary and the trailer.
True. That's true. But like, it doesn't explain the movie. Like, the whole point of the movie is like the symbolism. That is the point of the film.
Exactly. I guess like it's very it's misleading in a way. Like, they don't just disrupt their living. They literally like.
That's like, it's exactly like it's starring Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. Jennifer Lawrence is meant to like be is Mother. They're not giving names. Mother and the creator, right?
Yeah, there's no names.
And he's like, basically Javier Bardem plays this writer, and Mother is like his wife, and then Ed Harris and Michelle Pfeiffer, like two actors and actresses that I love. They show up at their house, and they're like supposed to be Adam and Eve. But the thing is, the movie is so like, I mean, I'm really critical of symbolism, okay, as like on a whole different thing. Like, in general, when you can tell that like a scene or like a movie has been written for the sake of symbolism. This is what this movie is. Like, the plot is the symbolism, and that's where I think, like, Darren Aronofsky, like, went wrong, and it came out so frustrating, because, like, it felt like, while he was writing, he was like, oh, this is so smart, like, we're humans, we're plaguing the earth, Mother Nature just wants to have serenity, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
But, like, you don't get that when watching the movie, you're just like, who are these assholes? What are they doing here? Like, you know?
You only get it, like, at the end. Like, at the end, you're like, literally. Okay, like, when, spoilers, sorry, but when the people are, like, fucking eating the baby, you're like...
it's like, what was that, like, a symbol of Jesus? Or, like, I can't remember what that was.
That was, like, I think that was, like, referring to, like, Jesus and shit. Like,
they break the fucking baby's, like, neck.
Like...
Oh, God.
Like, everything, like, okay, yeah, I think you start getting it when, like, he, like, the writer calls everyone inside the house and they, like, take everything. I think that's when you begin to be like, okay, what is this chaos? Like,
yeah, like, it's like, what is happening? This makes no sense, because, like, it's all of a sudden he writes this incredible book, which I think is supposed to be the Bible.
The Bible, yeah.
And then it gets out, and, like, it starts, like, it's not the first religious movie that, like, Aronofsky made. I think the first, like... The main, like, quote-unquote, like, very religious one is Noah, about, like, Noah's Ark, but it's so, like, weird, and I don't know, they just turned Noah into, like, a badass instead of, like, a 900-year-old prophet, you know? But,
yeah, like... Yeah, it was wild. It was
God, like what? Probably, like, I can't even say, like, I'm really into movies. Like, I studied film for 2 years, and, like, I'd write screenplays, and Sophie would be the only one who read them. Poor Sophie.
No, I love them.
God bless, but, like, they're, like, weird. But, like, not even looking at it, I can't even look at it in terms of, like, how the movie's cinematically made, because the plot is so frustrating. Like, it's so... Oh, stop. Like, what is happening, you know?
Yeah, like... Oh, at first when I was watching it, like, before it got to the part where I'm like, okay, like, when I start to think about, like, what is this actually about? I'm like, this poor woman. Like,
yeah, because, like, you're just, like... It literally, it's overshadowed by the fact that it makes everything, like, see, maybe that was the point. But, like, Aronofsky was, like, he didn't really, like, the only point of the movie he gave is, like, this is what's happening. It's symbolism, blah, blah, blah. But he doesn't say, hey, I'm trying to piss you off on purpose so you can really see shit. It feels like that was inadvertent, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe. Like, but when, like, I got so pissed when they broke the sink.
Oh my god, that really upset me. When they were, like, listening to her, she was saying, like, no, don't sit there. And, like, then the fucking, the what are they, two hipsters just sit on the sink and it breaks?
They started, like, jumping on it.
Yeah. Like,
and the Eve woman, I fucking hated that. I hated her, like...
She was so annoying. Like, and it also came off, like, a bit misogynistic, to be honest. Like, maybe he was doing it on purpose to be like, oh, religion is, like, misogynistic, whatever. But,
I guess.
It wasn't, like... I mean, I don't know. I'm not that good, like, with my religious knowledge. But, like, it's like saying that, like, Eve was just, like, pulling Adam around and tossing him at trees and cutting down trees with him.
Yeah, but also, like, you know how, like, no one listens to Mother?
Yeah.
Like, literally, she's like, I'm so sorry your son died. And Eve is just like, yeah, I bet you are. Or, like, you know, but she was so rude. I'm like, you're in my house.
Yeah, that's all I could think. I was like, oh my god. And when, like, the sons came and the sons started fighting, like... That, like, for me, when that happened, I was like, wait, this is so weird and random. And then, like, it hit me. I was like, wait, is this, like, some kind of, like, biblical metaphor or whatever?
Yeah, I think, and Eve was so entitled. Like, bitch, this is my home.
So we're pretty angry about this movie, which is why we decided to do this. Actually, Sophie's favorite hobby. She loves reading the bad reviews, like the badly written reviews from IMDb. I mostly enjoy like reading the Parents Guide because like most of the time that shit just doesn't make any sense. But like after having introduced me to this beauty of a hobby, I decided to find some, we both decided to find some, like, reviews and funny Parent Guide sections. Some of them we remember the movie, some of them we don't, so, you know, it's up to you to figure that out. Whoever guesses the movie correctly wins you win a shout out in our next podcast. Yeah. Well, I don't know. And yeah, so basically, I don't know actually if you noticed this, but like basically both our phone settings are in Italian, and like IMDb is also in Italian, so I was like loading it up, and it showed up and it says "Madre" with an exclamation mark at the end, and it really makes me laugh.
Yeah, like,
Madre.
But they only translate some of the film titles, like not all of them.
Yeah.
Or do they translate all of them too?
Some of the titles they translate, but okay.
Yeah.
This is like, okay, so this is the first review I found, and this kind of like explains a lot of how we feel. So this was given 1 star, and here's the title. A movie has never angered me as much as this one. If you want to see a naked baby being passed around by strangers, have its neck broken, and then that crowd eats the child, then this is the movie for you. The beginning was great, but it turned into something sick and disgusting. The movie traumatized me. So, yeah, this was, it was, and like, okay, the title of this one, I don't know why this makes me laugh. Aronofsky's torture porn movie about climate change. What the fuck, torture porn? Like...
like,
there was, like, a good deal of, but, I think when I first read this, like, I thought, like, it was saying, like, torture porn, like, it was, like, showing pornography, and I was like, oh, I think there was only, like, 1 sex scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, like...
Yeah, it wasn't even clear. But anyway, so... Okay. If Adam Sandler and the Wayans brother teamed up to film Art Movie the Movie, this would be the result. A blender full of previously seen art house cliches, eliciting an occasional laugh at how ridiculously stupid what just happened in front of your eyes is. And it ends with 3 ellipses. That is the end of the review. Oh, I feel like you'll really like this one. This is I think the last one I have about Mother. Who need that?
Okay.
That's the title of the review. Warning spoilers. I am surprised 2017. How deep our civilization needs stress! Exclamation mark. Why the directors not realize they have access to ours TV, home, consciousness. I don't see one with and positive moment of this film. Everything dark
and
during watching English. The film, effect on consciousness. Who needs such a misery? And there's 4 question marks. This person was really, like, personally upset by this film. And they keep bringing it back to consciousness. Who's got access to your consciousness?
Who need that?
Who need that? I mean, I kind of do agree. Who need that?
Yeah.
Who need that? But yeah, another, like, have you seen Black Swan?
No, I haven't.
Black Swan is actually...
I've seen, like, half of it.
It's another movie by Aronofsky, and it's actually... I really like it. It's like, I'd say, like, one of my favorite... I have, like 50 favorite movies, probably, but it's one of my favorite films. It's a really great movie. I would definitely recommend you to finish it. In my opinion, like, okay, I'm not gonna spoil it to you, but, like, I feel like they did use, like, special effects a bit too much in the film, to be honest.
Okay.
But, like, it was, like... I don't know, it was, like... Like, I understand that, like, this was probably, like, 30 seconds of me going, I don't know. But anyway, so, like, special effects were, like, overused in some parts of the movie, like, way too much. It was just, like, getting tiring, you know, where you were like, okay, like, it doesn't feel like this is in my head anymore, or whatever. But yeah, and I actually found some reviews, if I'm able to find it. But given how useless I am, I probably won't find it. So anyways, let's jump into Sophie's first. Do you have, what review do you have for us?
Yeah, okay. I'll read this one first. I don't remember, I think I remember which movie this was, but anyway. The title is God Awful.
God Awful.
And this says, do not give this one a try. You'll regret it. Acting and script is subpar. If you crack a giggle, let me know and I'll reward you with a diagnosis.
Diagnosis? What? Diagnosis of what?
It's just a diagnosis, that's it, like...
Sorry.
I really think Seth Rogen's career is taking a turn for the worse. Some actors can turn a crappy script into a laugh fest, and let me assure you, this is not the case.
Oh my god, what movie is... I'm so curious now. Is this like Sausage Party or something?
I think this is Neighbors. Like,
Neighbors? I haven't actually seen that movie. Wait, is it the Zac Efron one?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I've seen like half of it, but it wasn't like very memorable. But I'd like probably, but like, you know, some movies, like I feel that's like the genre that falls into like boy flick.
Yeah.
Where it's like a chick flick, but it's like targeted to guys.
It's like frat boy, like...
Yeah, like it's like that kind of thing, but it always like has like some level of romance and whatnot, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so just this one line, like, these frat boys were not believable, and I think the 9-month-old baby was the best actor.
Oh my god. This person was angry.
This person was mad, dude.
Like, okay, some movies really have, like, weird plots. Like, okay, for example, Shape of Water. Did you watch Shape of Water?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay, it's really weird. But you know, like, how the story goes?
No. Wait.
No, so basically it's like set like during like Cold War era USA, and like basically this woman... Is my roommate really vacuuming?
Oh my god. I can't.
Oh my god, the day I'm... let me see if I can do anything about it. One second.
My god.
Sophia, just keep talking.
Oh no. Okay. Okay, so I think I'll just read a quick review, I guess. So this movie, Sierra Burgess is a loser. This movie sucked, dude. Like, I don't know what to say. But there's a lot of reviews about it on IMDb, but this one is just... Are you back?
Hi, I'm back. Sorry.
Are you back? Okay.
Sorry about that, everyone. We have my roommate has a guest tomorrow, and she's cleaning her room.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, so basically, that part was just like random. I just
Which
randomly,
part?
like when you left.
Okay, what were you talking about?
I started talking about. I was like, okay, what should I do? So I was just like, Sierra Burgess is a loser is a dumb movie, man. Like,
It
I don't
really
know
is. Oh my god, I wonder if I have any reviews for that, honestly. But
like,
I don't know.
I have one, but it's very, but it's funny.
Read it.
It's like, Veronica deserves way better than Sierra.
Oh, that's so true.
Sierra is a total asshole. The hell is wrong with this stupid storyline, man?
Sierra Burgess is a loser oh god, it's such a terrible movie, honestly.
Dude, I hated it.
Like, it's meant to be like, I don't know, it's meant to like make teenagers feel like they're woke. Like, I know exactly the target audience this was like written for. Like, this is like written for people who like non-ironically reads like Twitter like self-care threads. Like, that's who the target audience of this film is. No offense if you're that kind of person, but actually, no, full offense, because this movie was fucking shit. So, like, the plot of the movie is that there's this girl, played by Barb from Stranger Things. Not the actress who plays her, but the actual character is playing Sierra Burgess. Anyway, so basically, so this girl, Sierra, she's nerdy, she's a little bit on the heavy side. I can make fun of that because I'm a little bit... I'm joking. No, we're not here to fat shame, we're just here to talk about one of probably the worst characters ever written, ever.
Dude,
she has no redeeming qualities, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't think of, like, why she's the protagonist at all. Like, she catfishes this guy, played by Noah Centineo, who is, like, okay, he's cute, but, like, he's so, like... I don't know, Curtis Connor did, like, a video called, like, Basic White Boy Tweets. Like,
yeah, I've seen it.
You guys need to check it out. Like, that's what
I'm like,
it's
nah, dude. No.
Nah,
like,
dude.
Like, I'm just like, no.
But yeah, it's weird. But yeah, it was a weird movie. What was I talking about before I realized my roommate's vacuuming?
The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. So, here is a review. Now, the reason I love this is because this person disliked this movie so much, they quoted Kafka.
Oh my god. Okay.
And it literally says, so this is the title, Empty, Shallow, and Cheap. Kafka once wrote, "There is hope, but not for man. If the state of man is such that The Shape of Water receives an Oscar for Best Picture, then really, to me, all hope is lost."
I mean...
This is actually, like, really funny, because, like, I react this way to movies all the time, but, like, I love these comments where, like, someone is, like, personally offended by it.
Yeah.
You know, like, but the funny thing is, they're releasing it, like, on, like, they're actually, like, putting the time out to, like, put, like, a review. And I love, like, but this guy, like, he speaks like he's, like, one of those, like, weird, like, pretentious movie lovers like me. So, like, I don't know. So, like, we'll give him a break. But I really like this one. What a stupid story. Unbelievable. That's literally how they spelt it. Unbelievable. I have no words. It could be a, parentheses, bad fairy tale for children if there were not sex scenes. What the fuck? There's not even, like, proper sex scenes in the movie. And plus, it's between, like, a fish and a lady. Like, they won't understand it's a sex scene because it doesn't make sense.
Oh my god. Like, what? Like, yeah, these people who are, like, so upset.
I love, like, when... Yeah.
Like, when I watch a shitty movie, I'm just like, that was a shitty movie. Like, that's, like... You know, okay, obviously, like, Mother, okay, that was a frustrating movie.
That was a frustrating movie. That was, like, I mean...
Yeah.
I'm not personally offended by it. I'm more like... I'm glad I watched it on the plane, to be honest, than, like, I waste, like, real life time. Because, you know, when you're on the plane, time doesn't, like, count. I don't know. That's how my brain works.
I mean, you're already, like... You can't really do much. Like, you're just, like...
What am I going to do? Like, do, like, aerobics on the plane?
Exactly.
Come on now, everyone together. Let's go. Like I'll put some I'll edit some Jane Fonda into the video, and you guys can dance along with us. But you know what I love? Like, certain comments where it's just, like, a person was offended by one particular thing. Like, for example, like, sex scenes or swearings. You know those particular comments.
Yeah.
Like, I love those because, like, it's like... So this one was given 5 out of 10. And it's like the camera works, graphic, and music, and the acting are all top-notch. Which kind of makes it seem like, 5 out of 10 doesn't sound like a good review. But then it says, there's a few really inappropriate scenes involving graphic sex, dialogue regarding body parts, a scene involving a cat, graphic violence. They added nothing at all to the story.
Like, okay, I get it sometimes in some movies, like, the sex scenes are unnecessary.
Exactly.
And I understand. Yeah, but like, why are you so mad? Like,
yeah, like
did
they're
you
really
watch
mad. But
this
the
with
thing
your
is,
child
in
or something?
defense of Shape of, I wasn't that big a fan of Shape of Water. Like I thought it was like a decent movie, but it was I thought it was overrated. It definitely wasn't like an Oscar movie to me. But the actress, whatever her name is, like she plays like amazingly. But basically, like this movie, in its defense, it like those scenes were like important parts of the plot. You know, like the violence and everything as well. Like it wanted to like portray like character development. Like, you know, like certain movies. Like I also have like some reviews of like bad movies as well. Like not ones who've like won Oscars and shit. And like it's just like I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. Top-notch podcasting.
What?
Yeah, I forgot completely what I was saying. But
you were just saying how like you didn't really like Shape of Water that much.
Yeah.
And then you said about like reviews of like bad movies. That's it. I don't know.
But yeah. Anyways, so oh, here we go. Sorry, yeah, continue. Oh, this is the parents' guide section of what's it called? The movie you recently watched. What's it? The gay one.
Oh, Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name. I was gonna say Call Me by Your Vape, but I knew that wasn't it.
Call Me by Your
So this is the parents' guide section of Call Me by Your Name. I still haven't watched it. It says mild language. The word "fuck" shows up in subtitles translating foreign languages a few times. Around 3 or 4 uses of "fuck," 1 in a sexual way. 3 of "fuck" and 2 of "shit" are seen in subtitles and translation. Like, that's pretty much like all I have to like share about that particular comment of the review. Do you want to tell us like what the movie's about? Because I need to watch it so we can talk about it in the episode.
Dude, I love that movie. It's great. I'm reading the book now. It's awesome. So like, watch it, please.
Yeah.
It's very good. I don't know. I love it. Like, I really love it.
That's really good.
I mean,
I need to check it out for sure.
Like, I hope you like it too, but
I may like it because like I know we tend to have like pretty similar tastes in like movies and stuff, or like we tend to like the same movies. Yeah. So but yeah, like another one of my favorite movies is Pulp Fiction.
No, don't tell me you're gonna read a bad review.
I'm gonna read a bad review of Pulp Fiction because Sophie also loves this movie. Sophie has a talent for memorizing film scripts. I don't know how you do this, honestly.
I don't know.
It's so weird. Like, you sit down and watching a movie with Sophie that she's already seen, she will be like saying the words with the characters.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, but
no, it's kind of cool.
Why
I'm like, whoa. So Pulp Fiction, it's one of my favorite movies. I love it. It's known for its violence and like its drug use. I mean, it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, so like it's
what do you expect?
Yeah, like exactly. Like, you know, a certain kind of like director, like auteurs they're called. Directors who have their whole own particular style. Like when you see a movie to yourself, you think, oh yeah, this is like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Yes, this is a Stanley Kubrick movie, etc. So for Pulp Fiction, here's what's written. One of the worst movies I have ever seen. I can't see what people see in this movie. I did not like it because it is violent for violence's sake, and unless you think that is funny, it is not interesting. So, like, it's and then this person, completely self-aware, just says another movie from Quentin Tarantino that is just crude. You know what Quentin Tarantino movies are like. You know you don't like them. Why would you watch this?
Exactly, like, it pains me.
It pains me.
But when people don't like good movies, like, okay,
I totally get you, and like, but their reason isn't like, oh, this isn't my type of movie. Their reason is like the dumbest, like, oh, Like, it's like, it's too violent for me. Like, you know, I couldn't, like, watch it. Like, it's a Quentin Tarantino
Then don't
movie.
watch it.
Like, why would you
Why?
watch it? And, like, they shit on the movie, and they based everything on the fact that they didn't like the violence. And then it gets worse. To put a movie like this on a pedestal is a sad commentary on our times. It is hard to identify most of the characters unless you're a criminal type. Excuse me? Like, did my dad write this? What is it? God damn. So it seems in order to make a movie, quote-unquote, great movie, all you have to do is put as much violence, sex, and the F word as you can, and people will laud you. There's no redeeming value in this movie. Like...
Dude, I'm sorry, but, like...
You have to put as much F word as you can, Sophia. That's how you get the views.
As much F word, dude. Like,
I heard it with my own ears, Sophia.
oh, dude, what sex, though? Like, there was barely, like...
Yeah, there's, like,
not
one,
even.
like... You know, like...
Okay, there was, like,
the violating scene.
Yeah, that scene. Yeah,
That
but, like,
scene.
there wasn't, like...
Yeah, there wasn't,
If
like,
you
any,
don't
like,
like
sex
that
scenes
scene-
or anything in it, to be honest.
Yeah, there wasn't sex scenes. Like, okay, that scene, okay, yeah, it was shit. Like, usually okay, when I first watched it, obviously I watched it, right? But the second time, I'm like, skip that shit, dude. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Or, like,
this one I'm not gonna
watch that part.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read the review. I'm just gonna read the title because I love it so much. So this is also a 1-star review. One-dimensional modernist pap. That's the title of the review.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it so much. What does it even mean, though? One-dimensional modernist pap.
What is a pap?
I'm at a loss, Fred. Like, oh, this other review says, worst film ever, Pulp Fact. That's a nice play on words. It's just
like, yeah, sometimes they take it so seriously. Like, the title of the review is just so, like digging at the title of the movie, kind of. Like, funny.
This, oh god, this is actually quite a long review, but maybe I'll just read the first paragraph because it's so beautiful. Okay, so this is how it begins. I'll do a dramatic reading of it. Is this person. The film. So I watched it last night. I couldn't believe my eye. What a piece of garbage filmmaking this is. The whole film is mostly consists of boring and cheesy dialogue. That's what's written, dialogue, in which have at least million F word in it. The characters suck. I never felt I care about them. And the worst thing is that there's not mother freaking plot. My 12-year-old. I watched the whole film and did not understand what the hell is going on. I cannot think of any positive things about this film.
What movie was this for?
Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it for real, these people? Go drink your fucking Nescafe.
Go drink your fucking Nescafe. The bottom line is, do not watch this film. Don't care about what other people say. If this comment doesn't convince you to stay away from the film, then just go to page 5, 6, 7, 8. There are other people who just hate this film as much as I do. Like...
Why do you hate it so much? I don't understand.
Yeah, literally, like, this person is like...
Are you too stupid to get it? Like...
Literally. I love the title of this review. What was I thinking? Just, like, amazing. But, like, they have, like, a top 3 most, like, worst films. And in it are, like, top 3 of, like, what critics, like, okay, I don't, like, attribute much of, like, a film's value to what critics think, but this is also, like, my personal opinion. But they said Fargo and Natural Born Killers are her top 3 worst films, with Pulp Fiction. Like, these are 3 very, like, acclaimed films, like, with a wide range of audiences, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Fargo I didn't like that much, but, like, still, anyways. So this person, you know, like, okay, yeah, Pulp Fiction is, like, a crude movie. All Quentin Tarantino movies are crude movies. Like, here, in the goddamn, parents' guidance section, it has the profanity section that says 265 uses of the F word. Who sits down, counts them,
count it. Yeah, exactly.
Who actually counts these people? Like, it's so ridiculous. And, like, I find it so funny when, like, a lot of the times, like critiques, comments are, like, just, like, the fact that, oh, it had this in it. I don't like this one aspect. It's ruining my good Christian morals, you know?
Yeah, like, dude.
It's like, oh, then why did you watch it?
Don't watch any movie. Just do
what Girl Define says. Just do what Girl Define says.
Just read their blog. You'll be fine, dude.
Like, so I found this amazing account, like, on IMDb called, and it's called Movie Hater 12. And basically, they commented on Fight Club. They wrote a review about it, and this was the review. More like Bad Club. What was this?
No.
This was stupid. What was going on? I am going to warn you right now that if, like me, you were hoping to learn about soap by watching this movie, you would be sorely disappointed. Their house was totally dirty and had bad electricity. There was one point in this movie when I sat on the remote and accidentally changed the channel to The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and I didn't even notice. What the fuck? It's basically the same premise. Well, how is it the same premise? Oh my god, I need to watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Shit, that sounds like my kind of TV show. Somebody's in front of the camera doing something, and somebody else is all, oh no, you can't do that here. I'm sorry if you like this movie, but it means that you're stupid. Why are you so stupid? Stop it. Oh my god. I don't remember this comment nearly being as funny, but like, so this was written by Movie Hater 12, and I don't even know where to begin with this review. If, like me, you were learning to learn about soap by watching this movie,
what are you
trying to learn about soap? The title of the movie is Fight Club. Did you think it was like some soap advertisement called Fight Club? Like what are you doing, dude? Like
what? Like, for real?
Oh my god. Oh yeah, and then I went into like a rabbit hole, so I went on Movie Hater 12's profile, and they had reviewed Godfather 2, which is probably my favorite Godfather film, like out of the three. We don't talk about Godfather 3, that shit was weird. But yeah, they'd given The Godfather a 1 out of 10 stars. The Godfather Part 2, and the quote was laughably dumb. And I think maybe this is like some parody account, because like it just, no one can be this fucking, like, okay, so I'm gonna read you, have you seen Godfather Part 2?
No, the second one.
Okay, so the second one is kind of more about, like, it's more focused on, like, Don Corleone, and how he came to America, and he started off his business, and he became a godfather. It was actually really good. Robert De Niro, the love of my life, is in it. Anyways, it's a really good film, in my opinion. I really like how it's made, I really like the script, everything. So anyway, so here is what Movie Hater 12 says. Spoiler, this movie was terrible. In all caps. Seriously? I don't even get how he is anyone's godfather. Is he? And more importantly, do I care? I don't even know if they wanted this movie to be good. There was this part with old people talking quiet, and I didn't know or care what they were talking about. Oh, oops, I meant that was the whole movie. Seriously, I think they just puked all over a roll of film and accidentally shipped it to me. Why are you watching this movie on film? That makes no sense.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I was keeping count, and there weren't any car chases. Any exclamation mark.
Did he want car chases? Like...
The stuff with time travel was just weird and didn't fit into this is definitely a parody. This can't be real. What time travel? Francis Ford Coppola? More like Francis Board Coppola. Get a real job, guy. Oh my god. This is it for me. This is definitely like some kind of like satire, like this person's writing a joke.
Yeah. He's
what do you mean the
joking
time
for sure.
travel stuff? There was no time travel stuff. What? That was so weird.
I knew it was a parody when he said it wasn't about soap, about fucking Fight Club. Like, clearly, dude. Like, where did you get that idea from the cover? Like, what are you doing?
But yeah, here's a person who didn't satirically hate Fight Club. It's by someone called Aaron E. Austin. I hated this movie. Split personality. I'm not buying it. Lame, lame, lame. I hated this movie. Split personality. I'm not buying it. Lame, lame, lame. I hated this movie. Split personality. I'm not buying it. Lame, lame, lame.
Are you kidding? He just repeated it?
Just repeated
three
the same
times?
thing 3 times.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It was incredible.
Like, are you mentally stable?
Like, this person gave it a 1 because they wouldn't gave it a 1 because they wouldn't let me give it a 0. Totally sickening. No redeeming value to the human condition. Why not study the uplifting people in the world instead of getting a view through the eyes of the most degenerate, disgusting, and completely perverted few? First of all, that sounds like a really boring idea for a movie. Just like watching like good people being,
Yeah.
normal. But yeah, I mean, I will be honest, I really don't like Fight Club as a movie. I'm sorry to tell you, but like, I was just hoping to learn about soap.
No, like, it wasn't, it's definitely not one of my favorite movies.
I don't know,
movie.
it's weirdly made, like, I think it's the directing, like, the way the movie's made that, like, annoys me more than, like, the actors. I don't know, but just, like, the movie, I don't know, I'm very articulate with words, and so I think this is why, like, the podcast was ideal for us. But anyways, so enough of, oh, wait, okay. Have you seen the original Star Wars movies?
Not all of them.
Have you seen the first one, Star Wars?
I've seen the first one, and I've probably seen, like... I definitely seen the last one as well, like the recent one.
Oh my god, you haven't seen my favorite. The second one is my favorite.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know.
So, I was, just dying on microphone. I was reading... I was just, like, geeking around on Star Wars, and I found a 1-star review for Star Wars. And this is the review. Allow me. Oh my god, if I can only find it. Okay, here it goes. This was written by someone called Sean Hughes, and they have only reviewed 2 movies. Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars A New Hope. You know The Clone Wars, the animated movie for kids? So, Star Wars The Clone Wars got a 10 out of 10, and Star Wars A New Hope got 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
This movie was the worst Star Wars movie ever created. I'm not a big fan of the originals, but Return of the Jedi was okay. The story just doesn't keep me entertained. My favorite is Clone Wars, but in the live-action movie, Attack of the Clones is my favorite. When you consider all the facts, it was made in 1977, graphics were added late in the 1990s. I know this is an old movie, but you think they would do this again in 2010, yet everybody still loves this movie. How popular will it be in 2077 when it's 100 years old? Clone Wars is 2 years old. I bet in 2018 when it's 100 years old, it will be held as one of the greatest movies of all time? What?
Is that a question?
2108. This is why it is a god-awful film. No one's gonna... I've forgotten about the Clone Wars until I read this comment. Honestly. And this is their review for the Clone Wars, which is, like, if I'm not wrong, it was like a G-rated movie. Or PG-13 or something. I'm pretty sure. The plot was great. The animation was way better and has raised the standards in which we hold. The animations aren't even that good. Compared to the other movies, it beats them. All the great movie for all ages. The plot is that Jabba the Hutt's son has been kidnapped and... it's just like this person is like so into it. This movie was bashed by the critics, but if you look into the perspective of newer Star Wars fans, it is incredible. By newer Star Wars fans, does he mean like new to liking Star Wars or new on the earth?
Yeah, I felt like kids.
This honestly sounds like it was written by, like, some, like, 9-year-old who just watched, like, Star Wars The Clone Wars. Like, I don't even know. But, yeah. Do you have any reviews you want to throw at us?
Let me see.
I found a good review for a very bad movie.
Okay.
You know, The Room, of course.
Yeah.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Anyways, so The Room, incredible film. And beautiful. Should have won the Oscar every year, honestly. Drop whatever you're doing and watch it, guys. This is a 10 out of 10 comment for The Room, and I'm not kidding. This person, TPW2, they've only written 2 reviews, and both are on The Room. And both reviews say, which I'm pretty sure this person was, like, paid by Tommy Wiseau to write this review.
Really?
This is very good. I'm pretty sure, because they've only written 2 comments. Both are 10 out of 10 reviews for The Room.
Okay.
This is very good film. I like everything about it. Acting, directing, script, and design. Tommy Wiseau delivered the role of his life. I was never bored at all watching it. It makes you think. Yeah, think about ending your life. The directing is extraordinary. And the ending of the film is surprising and scary. I give this 10 out of 100. Highly recommended. Wow. This is why I think this was written by, like, someone paid, like, Tommy Wiseau paid someone to write this. Because who will have seen this movie and think this way?
Dude, no one would
ever say this about this movie. Like, the only reason I would give it a 10 out of 10 is because, like, watch this movie and learn how to make a film. This is everything you shouldn't do in a movie.
Yeah, like, this is the guide of, like...
I love the title. This is a 1-star review for, The Room. It literally says, rocket-powered poop on a stick.
What the fuck?
That is the title for a 1-star review for The Room. God, I love it. And this review as well. Oh, hi IMDb users. This is not a movie. It is a fucking travesty. My guess is Tommy Wiseau intended to make an X-rated film but shied away from it at the end. And yeah, which is beautiful. And I think that's kind of right. I feel like that is how the movie was supposed to go, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? And then I fell down a rabbit hole and I discovered this movie called Have You Checked on Daddy? Which I think is like a part 2, like a spin-off about fucking the creepy kid Denny who kept asking if he can watch them have sex. Yeah.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, someone made this. It's like short comedy horror, so I think, like, I don't even know. But yeah, pretty much.
Dude.
This was, it really opens your eyes.
To what?
How many strange people we like, you know, you could be walking down the street, you see a totally normal guy, and he could be one of the people who's written like comments like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, this is a review for Black Swan, and it literally says it's a 1 out of 10 like review. It's called A Movie About Pirates Would Have Been Better. Like
watch Pirates of the Caribbean then, like...
Yeah, why did you watch this movie? Like, you know, like, I don't get that. Like, sometimes, like, I'll watch a movie, like, even if I know it's bad, just to kind of, like, know what it's about, because I don't want to, like, bash on a movie I haven't seen. You know, like, I want to have reason for bashing on it.
Yeah.
But, like, movies like this, where they're, like, not known for being bad, like, they're known for being pretentious and stuff, and you know you're not into that pretentious kind of movie, why would you watch it? Like, unless you want to, like, broaden your horizons. It just feels like you watch this, you know, I don't know, because, like, sometimes I watch movies just to say, like, oh, yeah, I've watched it, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, this, like, I don't get it. Like, if you really, like, dislike a movie, I love this one. This 1 out of 10 reviews. This is lesbian hardcore porn wrapped up in a little girl's pink and white dream life and bedroom. No, it isn't. I think there's, like, literally only, like, 1 lesbian sex scene in the entire movie. That's it, and it's, like, quite short. I wish it was longer, but...
That's the thing, like, they take one scene and they're like, this is shit. Like,
they just, like... like focus their entire opinion of the movie in, oh my goodness, what is this from? I do not remember this. Contains strong language, 16 instances of fuck, 2 each of whore, ass, and shit, as well as 1 pussy, cock, dick, and prick. Also 3 uses of Jesus and 2 of God. That's my favorite profanity.
Jesus and God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Sometimes
more
they
shit.
write like 2 uses of GD. Like,
yeah, I remember. Oh, but that was from like I can't remember. Like I like reading the parental guide sometimes because like I get scared really easily, so I just want to like make sure like how scared I'm gonna get, like to know like what time of day to watch the movie at. So like I spend like a lot of time on the parental guide section, and naturally I always read like the sexually explicit parts. And this one, it's and it all has like a drug use counter, which is really weird. Like, for example, in this one, it says Nina and Lily are drink and take ecstasy in one scene. It shows the effect of the drug, but in a very dark, unappealing light. It's like what, like a class A drug? Why would they show it in like an appealing light?
yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not like something.
Why would they
like,
promote?
Yo, why would they promote it? Like, even like Requiem for a Dream, which is like another film by like Aronofsky, which also like focuses heavily like it's just like the plot is based on like drug use. Like, it's not shot in a way that makes you say, oh shit, I want to get like, you know, high or whatever. It just makes you be like, oh damn, that's weird, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not like that's such like a weird distinction to have, but in a very dark and appealing light. Like, does that mean, like, it's appropriate for children now? So, because it shows it in, like, a bad light?
I guess so. Like, dude, it tells kids this is bad. Like,
yeah.
So, it's fine, I guess.
I don't even know. But, do you have a review for us?
Yeah, okay. This one is called Second Worst Mistake of My Life.
What was the first?
Okay, it says here, having heard many things about this movie and seen the trailer, I finally decided to watch it.
Okay.
Thinking back on my life, I believe I've had 2 huge mistakes. First one was marrying my now ex-wife. Watching this movie. Like,
he's fucking bashed on his ex-wife on the IMDb reviews.
Like, he didn't just review the movie, he literally destroyed his wife, like, his ex-wife.
Holy shit, sorry, continue.
No, like, that's how it ends.
That's how it ends?
Yeah.
How badly? Why? See, this is like an example of people who take this shit, like, personally. Like, you said this movie was almost as bad as your experience with your ex-wife. Like, to be honest, I thought this was going to say, oh, my first mistake was my son or something like that. I thought that's where this was going to go.
Like, that's better.
That's so much, but that would have been, like, hilarious. I probably would have, like, it reminds me of Danny Gonzalez's video, Father, I need a hug. You must lose weight. But, guys, go watch Danny Gonzalez's video. We're just promoting him. Tell him we sent you. Tell him to check us out. He'll love us. But anyways,
For sure.
I wanted to end this podcast with just a little talk about a certain movie and this one 10 out of 10 review that I think is a very high note to end on. So, the 2007 Transformers movie.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on it, Sophia? Have you ever seen it?
No, dude, I don't watch this.
So I was 8 when I first saw this movie, and safe to say, 8-year-old me wasn't that impressed with it. And I remember rewatching it like a good few years back, and I still didn't like it. Like, so this is a 10 out of 10 review by Handoko DP. 10 out of 10. Attention, oh, this is going to be a dramatic reading. Attention, non-Transformers fan. Yes, you won't be disappointed. This movie is more than just robots fighting robots. The humor worked. A full-on action from the start to end. Those vehicles, awesome. And Megan Fox, damn hot. It's the total package and everything you could have asked for in a super action movie. Even I hadn't had any clue about Transformers, let alone the characters before seeing this. I was thrilled. Wanting more and more from scene to scene. The only regret I had was not seeing this in a more grand cinema. It was a nearby C-grade cinema. All in all, this movie will be easily digested even by non-Transformers audiences. This will easily go down as one of those classic action movies. Go see Transformers! Repeat, go see it now! That's all I have to, like, yeah, this was fucking, literally. So this is what this person considers the total package for super action movie. More than robots fighting robots, working humor, whatever that means, those vehicles, awesome, and Megan Fox, damn hot.
Damn hot.
Damn hot. But Megan Fox in all caps. So it's everything you could ask for in a super action movie. You know, you don't need plot, you don't need a good filmmaking, you just need Megan Fox, working humor, those vehicles, that you've made this guy happy.
Literally, like, damn hot. Okay.
Damn hot. So, yeah, guys, if you've listened to the podcast until this point, comment Megan Fox, caps lock, damn hot. And we'll send you guys some gold.
We'll pin your comment.
We'll pin your comment if you guys do that. So peace out. Thanks for listening to us. And Sophia, do you want to end this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no. That's it. That's all.
Listen next week. Like, subscribe.
Comment.
Comment,
dislike, like, whatever.
If you didn't like this podcast, double click the dislike button, so we get the direct notification. Because when you just dislike it, it just shows up. But if you double dislike it, it sends us a notification, and then we will see for sure that my voice just cracked. For sure.
We will see for sure.
Anyways, thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.